See, Hawaiians wear slippers
are
outside.
shoes.
They're called
The fuck's a
sandals,
shoe?
Sin.
No, we call those slippers. Or
What do you call
flip-flops, depends on where you
sandals?
are. No,
Live
flip-flops.
on YouTube for sure,
Okay.
and you're live on Twitch as well.
Okay.
All right.
Oh.
And then I'll post it in our streaming chat. At here.
The smell of cookies.
And are we on? Okay, we are on the right one. Yeah, thank God. Table stars.
Why have I been tagged? What the fuck?
Because I did at here.
Alright.
Okie dokie.
You and your fucking at here, son, I swear.
What?
You and your at here, it's fucking me. It pisses me off.
Why does it make you
Now, I'm
angry?
gonna
It's
check
specifically
if
because
you're
we have a role to make it so people who don't want to be pinged by our streaming announcements doesn't get pinged. Yeah,
Okay.
everyone ignores the non-ping.
I am
rule.
flying on a motorcycle. I feel
Nice.
proud.
Alright, so we should, yeah, we're
I
live on
made
both.
sure you
Do we
are
have
streaming on
audio
the
both?
right channel this time.
Wait, did he stream on the wrong channel?
No, yeah, we did
Yep.
that.
He's
Yeah,
streaming.
yesterday, because we're still on, purgatory for Halful. So yeah, should be able to do something here. All right, we should be on the right channel, on the right. Oh, and our Twitch is updating again. All right, well, welcome everybody on our YouTube. If you guys want to check out our Twitch, it'll be up every now and again. Takes a little bit longer than YouTube does, unfortunately, but it will be up eventually. If you guys are wanting to support the channel, feel free to go look at our Patreon on the bottom left there. It's Purgatory Corner. Also go to our Discord on the bottom right. Oh, who is that?
And there's Walrus.
Hi, Wally.
Hey,
Go to
Wally.
our
Howdy.
Discord on the bottom right if you guys want to join us. There's our Twitch, I believe. And we also have some Twitter right there. Alright. Hello and everybody, welcome Twitch and YouTube. If you guys want to check out our streams for our Roll20 stuff, feel free to check out our YouTube Tables of Tartarus if you guys are on our Twitch. And if you guys want to pop up and see our other videos as well, we stream 5 times a week on Twitch, so have fun with that. And yeah, today we're here with Roasted Ron, who is going to be switching over to the villains a little bit here. Kane, of course,
How
is
about
my
that about
costume.
halfway through the episode, a
Yep.
special character will make his appearance.
Whoever is unknown, we have 2 unknown. One is Ron's color, the other one is Ron's color. I
do
don't
you
know
mean?
who. Wait,
Oh,
who's?
it's because the yellow, that's Silent Observer, that's Zero.
Oh, is that okay?
Yeah, yeah. Here I am, the
Unknown.
Question mark.
Okay, yeah. I was like, wait, both are Ron's color,
because
but
I'm
which
not
one's
giving,
Ron?
I'm not giving away the new name just yet, so.
Yep. Okay, so we have Akia here as well because she is here to be tortured.
Be traumatized.
Yes, trauma
Zero,
is
how
gonna
about-
be a great thing.
Zero, have a Scooby snack.
Yeah, boy, did I stutter? Alright, so welcome everybody. We have a token for Diane too. It does not look very good shrunken down, but hopefully you guys can see it half decently. It still needs some shading and some stuff like that, but that's effectively what Diana looks like. A little bit different than what we had before. This timeline, I believe, is directly after y'all left
Right
the room.
after they just left the first time, and I think Dust is still rampaging inside currently.
He's unconscious inside at the moment, yeah. So yeah.
Well, I thought they left right as he was starting his rampage. He grabbed Ron and was holding him.
Yeah, well, they left near
Then they
the
held a
end of
short
it.
conversation just as that thing was going down, and so that short conversation might have been enough for him to go under. But
Yeah.
either way, Diana intends on leaving as well, since she already ordered an evacuation of the area, assuming that
That's-
anyone there is willing to
that's
take her
possible.
Well, then
orders.
it would be interesting because if it's the right timeline, the right time, they would actually see Ron running out of the bank.
Oh yeah, they might be able to. Let's see. How quickly did y'all leave this area?
Roll.
No, that's really up to you guys. Just like yeah, with
Yeah,
Diana and
it
stuff.
was just a
she-
short conversation where we shook hands, and Diana then started walking.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So.
So I'd say it was like 30 seconds.
Yeah, so probably not
most.
enough time to actually see Ron leave the building, especially with how fast you guys tend to go. As you guys
Yeah.
are probably across the street, though, you do hear the back door slam open, but you can't see anything because it's behind
Yeah.
the building. You guys are in front of it, effectively, at this point, over here. Whoop. Okay, so you guys leave. Do you have any specific destination? Rogue is not here today, so he's just going to be following along with the two of you, essentially. Make sure everything is like that. I'll be playing a little bit of him just to get some stuff he wanted to get across done. But yeah. So, any specific locations you guys are planning on going to?
I'm following Diana after what happened.
Alright. Corn?
Yeah. Okay. Her intention is just to head back to a quote unquote neutral location, her usual haunt, you could say, just to get somewhere that's safer, that's not currently being seen by a hero, and that is unlikely to have more heroes arriving shortly.
Okay. I have no idea where that would be.
If you have anything that's vaguely, I don't know, sewer-esque, she's not
At
exactly a
these
stickler for
shadow
that kind of thing, as long as it's a
streets.
safe zone.
Mm.
At these dark streets, which is just very cluttered.
Yeah. Her goal is just safety.
Yeah.
Wow.
This be
Very Victorian era esque. Nice.
I know, right? This would be
In
fairly
this case,
good
we'll just say that
because-
it's a there's this hole in the wall area that happens to be off to the side in a alleyway in
Mhm.
order to get into her major zone, is what's safe to say.
Pretty much, yep. Boop. So you guys are kind of in this area, more or less. Semi-decent amount of people, especially for nighttime. Actually, if we want hole in the wall, I got a better one.
I mean, don't they literally have a place called Hole in the Wall?
There we go.
Oh, hey, look,
Yep.
we went from Victorian era to cyberpunk.
I know, right?
You know, we
Here's-
basically went through the wall to Diagon Alley.
Yeah, so here's a nice little alleyway, very few people in it, relatively safe area. To the best of your knowledge, there's not a whole lot of people here, it seems. Pull you guys out some more. Boop. Boop.
Yeah, she leads you just to a back area that seems to kind of take into a small. You wouldn't exactly describe it as a house, and workshop might be fitting.
Mm-hmm.
There's a fair few tools that are just randomly tossed about, as well as a what appears to be a closet door in the back. But aside from that, there isn't a whole lot there. She kind of looks over her shoulder at you. Let's see. You're assigned as my protectorate.
I guess. In a way, yes.
Okay. You got any business that you need to attend to?
Nothing right now, but probably in about a few hours I need to go back to the hospital later.
All right. In that case, how about a nice candid discussion?
Very well.
So, I am Diana, Jumper, member of the Contractors.
Contractors. Huh. Interesting name.
Yeah, we attend to our own business depending on what world we end up in. At the moment, me and my comrades, I suppose, are pursuing our own goals, which mine happen to align somewhat with the villains organization that you align yourself with, though I don't recall what name they go by. What are your you two, what are your lasting goals for this world?
It took me a while to figure out what I wanted, but my goal, I figured out now, is to experiment.
Rogue nods and is like, information. I've learned various times that information is more or less power, so I seek to have as much information as possible. My current goal is to find out who the shadowy figure that we work for currently is exactly.
My goal is basically, since, as again, I figured it out, is to find out what works better. A world with emotion or a world without emotion?
Well, I know my stance on it already. For one with emotion. But maybe that's just an element of my own power. One of the abilities that I've accumulated from another world is that so long as I am fighting alongside one who I consider a companion or friend, my physical parameters increase. I'm literally stronger when surrounded by friends.
An interesting kind of power.
Yeah. Finally some stock behind the power of friendship malarkey you grow up hearing, right?
True enough.
What do you plan on researching?
Well, my quirk is to take negative emotions out of individuals. That's one of my things that I have in this world right now. Since, as I said, is to experiment, I want to see, can people live without negative emotions? And could also the negative emotions be infused more? Can there be more possibilities done with it? The one thing I wanted to try, but now that I realize it, I wonder what would happen if I just combine such as a rage or even a despair emotion together. Or what could happen if I took maybe 20 rage emotions and combined them all together? What could it create?
Can you influence animals, or is it exclusively human?
I never tried it on animals.
I see. I have a fair few test subjects myself. I have a habit of picking up strays.
God.
It could possibly work with animals. I've only tried it on humans, but it has to be under the right condition. For example, if I can entice someone to feel anger and if that rage is strong enough, I could easily pull it out of an individual and it could attack them. But the more times I do it, it's a possibility it could attack me. So it's a wild card in a sort of ways.
Most of the strays I've taken in experience more gratitude than anything else. But who knows? There might be those who are still more defensive. If I pick up another new stray that hasn't learned respect, I'm sure it'll be filled with enough rage during its treatment.
I also have my other abilities that I could rely on as well.
Oh?
He basically raises his hand and out comes almost like black liquid, forming into like a hand sword. Such as this that I got from the Ruby world.
Can't say I'm familiar with the name.
It's called the Grim Parasite. Basically, it allows me to shapeshift into any weapon I desire, but only to a limited use. I can't completely do it like strings or anything else, but only to a small extent.
Interesting. It's alive, then.
You could call it that. It's free transformation.
Rogue pipes
It reminds me of a creature I knew from another world. And what does Rogue say?
Rogue says, my ability is to use my chaotic lightning. It's a very effective and very dangerous ability, but unfortunately it has a habit of hitting myself more often than not. It's a gambling ability. And Venom's a good description of what the Grim Parasite is like. Yeah, very similar to Venom actually. Yeah.
This is a
Yes.
slow nod from Diana. Well, interesting. You said you wanted information on our mutual employer, yes? How much have you gathered thus far?
Not much.
We've only seen him a few times. He always disappears into the shadows completely.
The only
That would
information
make
we
him quite
have is
difficult to
that
track.
he can create a shadow seemingly anywhere that we are, and he fights against the heroes.
We
So
already
he could be listening in on this conversation right now.
Potentially.
See?
Would you like to go somewhere secure then?
He seems to
If it-
not be able to hunt in the light, so as long as we're in a light area, should be fine.
Yes.
We still cast shadows with our own bodies, don't we?
True.
True enough.
I'd prefer greater safety before divulging any more information.
Hmm.
Join me in my
Indeed.
closet. Gia moves towards it, pulling out a small key and inserting it into the lock before opening it slightly. Don't open the door too much. Just slide in, as Gia does exactly that.
Alright.
Slide.
Yeah, Rogue does the same.
Once the door is shut, it's pretty obvious that this is her warehouse.
Okay.
She nods once.
She
Right.
comes out of the closet often.
Yeah.
Yeah.
7 minutes in heaven,
Shifting
boys.
around, looks across the area before saying confidently, "There. I have a system that prevents individuals from getting in without my awareness.
Hmm.
If we check the logs..." Gia heads over to a terminal. Good. Only 3 life signatures entered the area, so he's not listening in.
Smart.
Me and Rogue already did a mission for him already.
He nods.
We
What if
already got. Go
Mhm.
ahead.
What if I told you I've already gathered information regarding his handles?
Rogue raises his eyebrow.
I can't claim to know his real name, his proper identity. He's got 100 names, really.
Hmm.
The man's good at hiding. But there is one that everyone that's high ranked seems to know.
Oh.
And that is.
You're familiar with the hero All Might, correct?
Rogue nods.
You mean that one with the creepy face? Sheesh.
The smiling
world's
hero of the
greatest
world.
hero.
What is the name of his quirk?
One all for one? Or no, one for all.
Yes. Pretty sure it was one for all, yeah?
Yeah,
Yeah, it was one for all.
It seems that it has some sort of sister power, if the name's anything to go by.
Hmm.
All for one is the name that he seems to use.
Interesting.
If I were familiar with this world's preliminary fiction, I'd know more than that, but unfortunately I came into this place blind. No pre-existing knowledge of whatever this place is.
Rogue nods.
I don't suppose either of you two recognize the name?
There we go.
Not that I know of.
Rogue shakes his head.
I'd hoped it would be a bit easier to track him down than that. Still, I can provide you a few of his aliases, but I suppose that one is the most notable amongst them. This shadowy figure.
As
All
strong
for
as
one.
All Might.
Whether or not his abilities live up to the name is in question. But if his shadow abilities let him move wherever there is shadow, and if shadow is defined as an absence of light cast, then hypothetically, doesn't that mean that he could potentially slit the throat of just about any sleeping hero around?
That's a good hypothesis and a good observation. Why wouldn't he?
Rogue pipes up. He seems to disappear every time that something of danger arises, such as in the warehouse from earlier. He's also never seemed to move from his general location, so he might not be able to attack while in the shadow form.
Do you
It
think
may
he
be that he has some sort of agenda. What were you saying?
Do you think he, even though he appears in the shadow and he has a shadow form, it could only be not physical, but only kind of like just a mist?
It's certainly possible. If that's the case, it'll make our jobs a whole lot easier. Still, He's definitely something to be concerned about. I don't trust anyone who isn't willing to trust me. I extended him a contract to become associates, but instead he was more interested in employing me as a contractor. Not an unfamiliar concept, but if he doesn't identify himself as an ally of myself, then I have little interest in assisting him in his search. Oh,
What
that
is
reminds
your
me.
quirk, if I may ask?
Hmm?
What
My
is your
quirk? Hey, Sin, I've already forgotten what her quirk was. Did we ever figure it out?
No, I don't think we. Oh no, we did. It
We
was
never did?
the molecular structure, I think. Something like that.
Diagnosis is Tanya's quirk.
No, not diagnosis. The her own
Oh,
body.
right. Yeah. So she kind of raises her hand. Pseudo malleability of the body. So, for example, if I were interested in raking someone's face for their actions, her nails kind of extend outwards, taking on a bloody red hue.
Mhm.
I could do such a thing. Thanks to other augmentations of my body, I can rend through steel with these things. Though, I might chip a nail in the process.
Impressive.
To an extent. It's not absolute malleability. I can't grow new organs or wings with which to fly, but I can increase certain effects. Enhance my vision or my hearing, rake claws, bite down with fangs stronger than a human. Beyond that, though, it's not as useful as you'd expect. I'm not too interested in fisticuffs with most of my opponents.
Rogue nods. I prefer distance myself.
Yes.
I can go distance, but I always, if I have to get up close and personal, I will.
Yes. I'm not afraid to use my talons, but frankly, there are jumpers out there whose abilities so far exceed mine that I wouldn't have the opportunity. One of my fellow contractors is one such individual. If she were so inclined, I don't imagine that I would walk out of any conflict with her alive. It's fortunate she's burdened by more morals than any of us.
That does seem to be a virtue of ours.
Speaking of my fellow contractors, though, I do have a question.
Go ahead.
How interested are you in meeting one of the contractors?
I
Knowledge
myself
is
would
power.
be interested in.
Hmm?
Go ahead, Sin.
Rogue says, more knowledge is power.
I wouldn't mind. And besides, I think the guy we work for has his own ulterior motive. And I'm pretty
Indeed.
sure he'll cast us off or get rid of us when we're no longer useful.
Yes, that is the expectation, particularly when working with villains. Well then, I'll keep your existence as jumpers under the radar for now when we go to meet him, but it is worth noting, he is the reason that I was assigned a protective detail.
Very well.
How familiar are you with the up-and-coming idol, Zen?
Would my character remember that? The idol thing?
Not unless you're in the idle ground.
No. I have no idea.
She's a
Rogue shakes
rising
his head.
star. Her current manager is the person in question, though. He goes by merely manager amongst his employees, Jay amongst his companions. I know him as Johan.
Johan.
Yes.
Interesting. So he has some connection to you that we can find of interest?
In a way, he is a jumper after all.
Oh.
Yes, unfortunately, he did reject my contract for this jump, meaning that, technically speaking, I'm not his ally, per se.
Hmm.
Our interests may conflict. My hope is to get him on our side as we progress. The more jumpers we have, the better, given that our abilities are borderline unpredictable against any natural-born denizen of this world.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Interesting.
Oh, though it is worth noting, technically speaking, I am on assignment all for one, as he wants Johann on his side. I don't plan on putting a spirited defense on my employer's side, though.
Rogue pipes up. Do you have a specific reason that all for one wants my side, or is it just that he's a companion?
Well, I've assumed some information. What do you know of the attempted abduction of 2 children recently?
Hmm. Oh, you mean the ones we tried to capture?
Rogue says, I was on a different assignment at the time, but my
Wow.
companion here and another one were sent on that mission from what I was told.
Yes, I heard that the mission failed, which is unfortunate.
Mhm.
But ever the one with a backup plan, it seems. All for One was interested in another individual possessing of a similar quirk. Johann and the boy, I don't recall his name, had similar enough abilities. Of course, our employer doesn't know that Johann's quirk is nothing of the sort. It's an ability known as Ashente. It allows him to enter into competitions with another. Competitions that can even warp individuals, potentially even reality, depending on the situation. Whatever promise is made must be held through to the best of the abilities of those involved, even if they're jumpers.
Wow.
It's similar enough to the boy's ability. Unfortunately, given its owner happens to be far more cautious than a preteen child, it would seem that he was more of a last resort, one that I'm expected to bring into the fold. I warn you now, especially considering his ability and his otherwise savviness, don't enter a competition with him bound by the 10 Commandments. Otherwise, you very much will lose, and more importantly, whatever you promise will be exploited to the absolute limit of what is possible.
Sheesh.
Though, if you do successfully beat him, you could extract anything that you were promised, regardless of how much it may end up costing him. It's a question of whether it's worth exploitation. I
Sounds
may
like
be
a
your
gamble.
companions.
Be
I
right
may be
back
your
very quickly.
companions, but I'm
Okay.
not. Okay?
Sounds like a gamble.
A fair bit of one, yes. It's tricky. I've avoided getting into a gamble with him ever since he appeared in this world. Fortunately for us, he's only been here for a little over a year now, as opposed to myself. I've been forging some connections these last few years. I'm coming up on the end of my stint here. How long have you two been in this world?
Rose, like, I've been here for about a month. No, about almost 2 months at this point, I think. Ish? No, one-ish. I want to say one-ish.
Sorry
Keeping
about
track
that.
of timelines as
No
well.
problem. Diana asked how long you've been in this world.
Oh, was it about like a
Like one-ish
DM? Was it like
months.
One-ish month?
Yeah.
about one or around 1 month at the most?
1, 2.
Hmm. A lot shorter than these last 9 years, then.
You've been in this world 9 years?
Yes, the end of my time here is rapidly approaching. It's the reason I returned here to this city. I intend on spending my last year the same place that I did my first.
Very well.
There's only so much you can do in war-torn nations, I suppose. Made for some interesting subjects, though.
I can imagine.
Oh.
Hmm?
Again, I've forgotten to ask. What are your opinions on the march of scientific progress? And what limits do you apply in terms of morality?
Do you want to go first, Rogue, or do you want me?
Rogue shrugs. I'm not one of the sciencey types. I enjoy information to every extent possible, but science has never been my forte. In terms of what morality we'd have, I have very little limits. That, by the way, is subject to change depending on Rogue's actual limits.
What Rogue actually has to say.
Yeah.
Instead of
Yeah.
for the... Yeah.
To the best of my knowledge, he has very little limits on in terms of morality, in terms of progress.
And you, Persona?
Science is a part of everything, but it also requires sacrifice. Because sacrifices must be made for progress. And that's the true fact. For morality, it is a tool. Some morals can be good on the situation, but when it comes to a situation when all bets are off, morality has no goal here. You either win or you lose.
Good. I didn't want to go stepping on my companion's toes this time around. I assume you're not faint in stomach either.
Rogue shakes his head.
No, not really. After what we've done in the last few worlds. I don't think so.
And your hands are stable? Unshaking?
Rogue lifts his hands up and backs away just a little bit. I have chaotic lightning. If I were to do anything that requires man to be stable, you would be electrified.
I'll keep that in mind. Persona?
He then does something with his finger. He points up one finger and he makes a scalpel from the black goo.
Ooh.
You're familiar with it then? Good.
So, I've never done medical procedures, but it would be interesting. But I've had my own fair share of doing stable stuff.
Mm-hmm.
If I have need to perform an operation that requires 3 or more hands, I'll request you then.
Very well. Seems we have a deal.
Yes.
Alright.
Oh. And you're clearly not a stranger to it. I thought to avoid it until your grim parasite became apparent.
Yes.
Bodily augmentations.
Augmentations.
I can potentially provide you some. If we can gain the raw resources, of course.
Rogue shakes
How
his head.
averse are you to the flesh of angelic beings
Oh, God.
stitched to your body?
Power doesn't come without a price, doesn't it?
Rogue shakes
So
his
what's
head.
the price?
The price? Simple. Debt. You owe me, and it's simple as that. I don't trust goodwill. I've been given ample reason in my time not to. But if I can provide you with enough of value, you, in turn, will provide me for value for the continuation of services. It's the backbone of capitalism, isn't it?
True enough. And I prefer capitalism over communism any day.
Yes. So, as long as you continue to give me what I want, I will give you what you desire. Whether it's the flesh of an angel, the musculature of a demon, or whatever else I need to stitch together.
That sounds like a good deal to me.
Rogue
You
shakes
have
his
your own
head.
goals, and I have mine.
Yes.
I prefer to be clean of body, shall we say?
That's perfectly fair. Not everyone is suited for augmentation.
Information
Not
is
everyone
all that
survives
is
the
said.
procedure. I can provide you with information. 9 years is no short time. Though, admittedly, more of my information leans towards the affairs of neighboring states than of locality. But I do have eyes and ears of various city. Refer to me any questions you need answered, and I will do my best to assist you, my companions.
Is there a weird way to phrase that?
Very well.
Then to
Right.
Johan we go. Unless you have additional questions, of course.
Not really.
Rogue shakes
Just
his head.
later on, I've got to get to my quiet work schedule.
Yes, you mentioned several hours. It shouldn't take that long, interact with Johan, even if a fight should break out.
Very well.
So you guys go back to your streets and you start heading off. Now, while you guys are heading off to whatever location that shall be, we're actually going to look at Mr. Ron, because during this point in time would actually be when his character would be wandering at the moment. Oh god, what the fuck is that noise?
Oh, sorry, that would be my handcuffs. I'm gonna not do that on mic.
Ow. Sorry, viewers.
Yeah, my
I'm
bad.
sorry, you're what?
Wait. Kane, why do you have handcuffs?
I'm sorry.
He enjoys
I
getting
apologize
out.
both for the sound. I apologize both for the sound and
Please
completely
open
derailing
up.
this conversation. I like picking locks, so I like to handcuff myself and then pick those handcuff locks. It's very simple, easy. All it requires is a single hairpin.
Don't tell anyone
Yeah.
that. Jeez.
He enjoys
Hey.
picking locks,
I-
okay?
It is normal, I swear.
It is confirmed Kane likes handcuffs.
It's not fucking normal.
He enjoys
God.
lock picking. Pock licking, yeah, that's the word.
Shit, Corn, I didn't know you were kinky.
Okay, well, while this is going on, I'll be right back again.
Alright, yeah.
Okay, good to know I'm being lock shamed now. But yeah, no, like I really enjoy picking locks, and I don't know why. Something about that cathartic sense, hearing the click and listening to it move the mechanisms. Tell me no one else really gets into it when they're picking a nice lock.
Masochist?
Nobody's gonna admit it on stream when it's going on the internet for
I really don't know how to pick a lock, so I've never tried.
It's just something he enjoys doing. He can lock pick a handcuff in like what, 5 seconds?
Not 5 seconds, good heavens. No, I'm not that good. It takes me like 27 seconds to get out of a pair. I'm rusty and out of freaking practice. Come on, man.
Anyway, on to Ron.
Yeah, yes, change the subject, please.
Every
Ron
inmate
is
that's watching
here.
this. Oh, we must learn from this man.
Hey, Roddy boy, you back? No? Are you muted?
Don't worry, I'll
you're
voice
muted.
for Ron.
Oh, there you are.
Until you guys said, "Oh, he's muted," I didn't realize I was muted.
Ah.
Okay, yeah, that's happened
I
a
have
lot with
asked
people, so...
I had been asking King this whole time, "Hey, are they at least fluffy?"
No, fluffy handcuffs. That would be kinky. These are proper metal handcuffs designed for use for cops.
All right. So he's in the general area of
Christ.
where they are, right?
Yeah, yeah. You're probably like probably a couple streets over or something like that when they went into their house and stuff. You're currently wandering through the streets trying to
Yeah, he's not in his suit right now.
Yeah.
He's just kind of looking around at everything.
Mhm.
And then he gets just like a small feeling in the back of his mind, being like, maybe I should head over this way. So he kind of walks down a particular alley,
Mhm.
right as a few set of people are coming out.
Ah. Okay. Yeah.
Are we subscribing to stand users attract other stand users logic here?
I mean, why not?
Yeah, I mean, fair.
Yeah.
Fair
They're
is
both
fair.
characters
Yeah.
who have had stands,
Yeah.
so they are influenced by that law.
Yeah.
You
So,
two do in fact
he's
attract each
not
other.
showing himself. He kind of hides himself as he looks, And these people, he recognizes them. So he comes up with an idea.
Is
A
it Tail Diana? Because that's not historically good for your health, but you do you.
No. No. Basically, he slinks into the shadows and comes up with a new disguise using something that a former him left over for himself.
Oh.
Yeah. So
That's
you can go ahead and get rid of that picture for now.
Yep. Yeetus deletus.
And so whenever they come out to the thing, they see this fine fellow standing before them.
Oh.
If it'll come out, help me.
It
There
came
he
out.
is.
Yeah.
All right.
Just takes a few seconds.
Yeah, he just comes walking out of the shadows.
Ignore the wings.
Yeah, just ignore the wings and horns and everything else. This is just the placeholder for now.
Yep. There you go.
Ah, hello.
And who in
Diana.
the hell is this?
Diana's gonna look you over. Nice Belphegor cosplay. What's the occasion?
Mind you, you can still see you. He also has, to Diana, she would notice it right away, an interesting scarring across the cheek.
Mm-hmm.
I was just happened to be in the neighborhood and saw some fellow villains around.
I didn't take you for a masochist who wanted a matching set on the other side.
Wait, you know him?
You don't?
The guy raises an eyebrow.
Mhm.
I'm sorry, do I know you?
Hmm. Should I roll?
Her
for
eyes
fucking
narrow.
or-
So is this a sense thing to figure out?
Yeah, this would
like
probably be sense roll you. We just
Yeah,
have
this
your
probably be
character for this, Corn. Your character being
thank
the
you.
goals. But yeah.
All right,
just
here we
use
go.
Washi's rolls, or
Yeah.
should I use close? Okay.
Yeah, wash these rolls or use yours if you have them inbuilt.
Of course.
Regardless.
Yeah, she gets a 25 on sense motive.
Yeah, he legitimately does not know what the hell you are talking about.
Yeah.
Which is good because
He has.
Did growing those horns inflict brain damage?
Oh, he doesn't have the horns either.
Yeah.
It's an idea I had where it's like, he knows about the grim ability of the original person he was, so he uses that motif for his new look.
Mhm.
He's still using the technology of Ron's suit to create this look.
So it's basically a black and red suit, more or less. That's slightly more.
With like grim-esque gauntlets.
Okay.
Yeah. And he is actually very interested now as he slowly walks up, but not getting too much in Diana's personal space.
If you get within arm's reach of me in the next 3 seconds, instead of raking open your face, I will rip open your throat. And I'd rather not drain your jugular on the street side.
You see him slowly reach up to the scarring on his cheek. So you know where this came from?
From my hand.
My, what did I do to deserve such a lashing?
Sexual assault.
He looks you up and down. Sorry, doll, but I would never be with someone like you.
Wow, I
Ouch.
actually want to rip out your throat even more now.
Again, you know him?
Yes, you know him.
Hmm?
He does. Interesting. I don't know him.
Are you under the effect of some sort of hypnotic quirk, Ron?
Wait. Ron, are you talking about...
You see him really raise his eyebrow now. Who is Ron? My name is Axel.
Ron, you mean...
It explains the fucking grease in your voice.
You mean... Onyx?
Yes. I assume. The one that you were talking about involving remnants and all of that?
Yes, but what the hell happened to you?
I have no idea what any of you are talking about. I literally just woke up in the middle of an alleyway on top of a manhole cover.
What
The
are
only
your what do you remember from yesterday?
Actually nothing. All I remember was waking up and the pure, unbridled rage to someone named Dollhouse. And when I find them, I will kill them.
You're talking about that one who just busted down the door?
Hmm.
I don't know.
The one who wanted to protect you, who guarded you even from my hand.
Again,
Your conversation must have been very interesting.
Again, I'll tell you, I have no idea what you are all talking about. All I know is that my name is Axel Dusk.
I'd share my memories with you if I didn't feel uncomfortable prodding into the gray matter that composes whatever the hell's in front of me.
God.
and personally, I would prefer you not to. I have a thing about being touched.
I didn't mean physically, but I'm of an aversion to psionically connecting with that anyway.
But anyway, apparently you all do seem to know who I am or what I am or whatever. All I know is what I know, and currently you all seem the best bet for me to achieve my goals, so to speak. So I hope you don't mind if I follow you.
What in God's name gave you that impression? We opened with a conversation of me raking open the other half of your face.
He just smiles with a very sharp, toothy grin. My dear, I have only been alive for roughly. He kind of
20
looks up
minutes.
into the air, thinking, looking at the sun and stuff, which is
About
I'm
20
thinking
minutes.
by now it's roughly noontime.
Something. It's going to nighttime now. But it's been about
Mhm.
20 minutes since he woke up.
For about 20 minutes, I have seemed to have been alive. So, I do know that I would like it very rough. But, like I said, not with someone of your caliber. I have actual taste.
Ouch. God.
I don't know.
You want to come with us then, right? I'm sorry, I interrupted you, Persona. Please speak. Fill the air with anything but his syllables.
You look like a person from a. You look like someone from a S&M dungeon.
Oh, you mean my current attire? Well, I can't very well be walking around in the open with apparently somebody else's face now, can I? Especially someone who seems to be a hero by your standard, from what you are all saying.
Never said that.
Ah, my bad.
Yeah. Well, no. That's she bites. She's gritting down. It's heavily implied. They've given Persona statements that you're a hero. It's that she refuses to refer to you by that statement.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
well, I mean, he's just going along the assumption because
Yeah.
everyone is they're all villains. They're looking at him like, oh, get ready to fight. So he's
Yeah.
assuming who he once
Yeah,
was.
Yeah,
it's just-
Diana's
It's
character
because you said,
with
you said in character, you all, and Diana, through gritted teeth, responded that she wouldn't refer to you as such. It was implied through Persona, and she took offense. Hence her in-character response.
So okay, then he looks at her and he's like, "What did this Ron ever even do to you to cause such ire, my young lady?"
Did you not hear what I said?
You said he sexually assaulted you, but that could mean many different things.
You're right.
Uh-oh.
It could. Trace the scars across your face and tell me where they end, which is going to be your lips.
He feels it and You're saying you scarred this poor boy only over a kiss.
You see, when you put it like that, it just really makes me wish I'd done more to you.
I don't know why the hell Ron would even. I have no.
He's
The
so
pickpocket.
confused.
I have told you already. I am not Ron. I
Yes,
am
but the one who
Axel.
did it.
You've
was.
explained that many times.
The one who did it was Ron, so Persona is correct here.
Hmm.
You correcting him is wrong.
But you
She
all
takes a slow, deep breath.
yes. But you're all constantly looking at me when you refer to Ron, assuming that I am him, which I am not.
So
You want
what?
a
Are
nice
you a
quick
different side of
verification?
him? Or are you just an alter ego that has just been awoken or something? Or are you just a different personality?
I really don't know. All I know is that I have a mission to kill someone, apparently. And I will not stop until I have completed that mission. I have come to you all, wondering if you would if I could work with you to achieve such ends goals.
That would be up to her since we're following her for now.
Well then, if you, my dear, if you're the leader of this ragtag group, then I guess on the behalf of this Ron character, I will have to say I am deeply, greatly sorry. As he actually gets down on his knees and bows head all the way to the ground.
You know, it's
What do you
funny.
think?
That would feel better if he were the one kneeling. But you are not the first person I've interacted with to be inhabiting a body whose actions were questionable, but whose thoughts might not be of that person. I have an idea that involves the verification of your claims. If you truly are not possessing of the personality or the memories of Ron, I will refer to you as Axel and not hold those actions against you. But in order to verify such things, we need to see a third party.
By all means, let's go.
Good.
The sooner we get this all cleared and out of the air, the sooner we can get down to business.
I think we'd rather go until Mr. Dark and Gruesome shows up.
Yes. Let's go about our job. After all, the third party I'd like to verify this is the same one that we were already walking to. Let's go visit the local idol agency, everyone.
Do we get free hot dogs?
That is such that is such a stupid sentence.
The free hot dogs were at the event, which just came to a close. They might have extras. I will ask them, and if they still have some that have not been thrown away, then yes, there will be free hot dogs, but I make no promises.
That's fine. I could just eat the ketchup and mustard.
Oh my god.
Okay. He's going to walk, clearly frustrated.
Oh my god. I don't know how to spell idol. How do you spell idol?
Doll.
Ah.
Admittedly, only with one
idle
L,
as
but
in
it's...
like not moving. And my brain was just like, yeah, this is the correct phrase. I'm like, no, it's not.
IDOL. Yeah. Congrats.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I was
You know,
spelling
I'd make a snappy comeback.
IDLE, okay?
I'd make a snappy comeback, but I can't quite wound Sin as much as he wounds himself.
Just by talking as well.
Good point.
I am the king of self
Deprecation?
Yes.
So let's advance.
Welcome,
to...
ladies and gentlemen,
Good
to
boy.
me
Good
killing
boy, Sin,
myself.
using your big boy word. Good job.
I'm using
So let's
the
advance a walk.
biggest scientific words. Yep. So here
Hi,
is...
diddly day. An actor's life for me.
Boop. After probably an hour or so, you eventually reach this fancy ass building.
You know, Sin, it really irks
You have
me.
Johan?
In theory.
You know, Sin, you
Probably
hurt me physically when you don't stretch, when you don't
Exactly.
make things fit properly with the goddamn pictures. It really...
You see, I don't need to go all the way down, so I don't.
Yeah, but
Oh wait, is there an updated version of Johan? Or were we using the same version as before?
On, I think.
I don't
I
know
have
if there was an
here.
updated version in the
Oh, we
Heroes
do.
side.
Yeah, there's an updated version.
Okay,
I
then grab
should.
that.
Oh no, yeah, I had it in the Heroes map, so let me.
Okay, so I'm just going to assume that because Diana is able to recognize him, Johan's just like, he won't even need to roll. He was just like, oh, it's him.
Johan did. So the reason why she recognized you was because of the scars that she just inflicted,
True,
but
yeah.
Johan wasn't there for that.
Yeah, she would know that scarring anywhere because she physically put it there, and she knows exactly why she put it there.
Yep.
She put it there less than a freaking hour ago.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you guys eventually get to the agency. The door is probably not blocked, more or less. I would assume, yeah, it's after hours, so it's probably locked. And there's like
Yeah.
probably I would assume some kind of security system in place.
Also, I keep hearing the name Diana, and my mind just goes to Dirty Diana from Michael Jackson.
Diana kind of reaches towards the door and kind of pulls out her phone, sending a text before shutting it and waiting about 30 seconds for the electronic doors to unlock.
They do.
High security, huh?
Yes.
Mhm.
High enough, at least. Idol business has always been a treacherous one, particularly with the more devout fans. So you can imagine that in an era in which superpowers are the standard, that security has to step up for the idol's sake.
So Axel's looking at the doors, and something inside of him is just like, something about these doors. I would love to tear them apart and see how they work. But I would rather not. That seems too busy for me.
Busy work.
Well, according to this, yes, Johan is currently with his lead idol at the moment. So if we head up to floor 28, we can interact with him. Does anyone here have an aversion to elevators?
None that I can say. As you know, I literally was just born not too long ago.
Rogue shakes his
not
head,
really.
and he's like, I only have an aversion when my chaotic lightning is acting up.
Okay. Then it should be an uneventful ride, which I assume it is.
Wait,
Yeah.
no. But before they reach the top, Axel looks over to Persona and he remembers back to what he said. He's like, you know, thinking on what you told me, my furry friend, you're one to talk.
Because he's got a fluffy jacket.
Considering your attire to an extent, it's just one claw away from being just as edgy as my own. Of course, I'm not being edgy for the sake of it like you seem to be. I'm actually trying to prove a point.
True enough, but I like the attire anyway.
Rogue shrugs.
Besides-
I think I'll take the stairs.
Should
That's
I
for the
roll?
best.
No, that roll was whether or not his chaotic lightning would be acting up, and
It is.
you do not
It
want
is.
him in the elevator.
Will you be going up alone, or would you like... She looks back over her shoulder. Never mind. I don't want to... If a
Be
cat
alone
fight
with-
breaks out, I'll be here to break it up.
Be alone with Axel, right?
I'll go alone. I would rather not incapacitate any of you.
Fair enough.
A slight scoff from her, probably at the thought of you incapacitating her by accident, before she nods.
Rogue
The
goes
stairs
up.
are stone and concrete. Therefore, it's unlikely you'll injure anyone in the process. Good luck.
He nods and starts walking up. It'll take him quite a while.
So he
Well, it's going to feel like longer in the elevator.
So he finishes his talk with Persona, and then he looks at Diana for a brief moment before he just wonders out loud, is like, what is it about you that draws me to you, Diana? Wait, does he
Never say any of those words ever again.
doesn't he
Miss.
even know her name? I don't know.
Yeah, you'd probably say miss.
Yeah, I don't think she said her name yet.
What is it? There is some weird force that seems to be pulling me to you, miss. What is that, actually?
Your patrons' mutual, our patrons' mutual understanding that suffering is the greatest and highest form of entertainment.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Well, at least
Are you
that solves that.
I had absolutely no idea what the heck happened between the both of you. I probably think it's better I don't.
My friend, I am just as in the dark as you are.
Not with you, Axel. I'm talking about your the other one that is asleep. I guess is you put it in your words.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Like I said, I am still just as in the dark as you are.
Mm-hmm.
But
all
especially
goes-
when it comes to those two.
Well, once we reach the top, and once you, I suppose, throw a match of rock, paper, scissors, it go to, we will know for sure whether or not I even need to continue to think about it. For now.
You eventually start going up the elevator. Nothing, shockingly, nothing wrong is happening around you guys. It's a very slow, very awkward,
Elevator
very
music.
uncomfortable elevator ride with some pleasing idle elevator music playing in
And
the
someone coughs.
Yeah, it is quite possibly the most awkward 2 minutes that you have ever experienced in your entire life. There's just don't worry, guys. You'll get up
Should we
there
play rock
eventually.
paper scissors now or something? I don't know.
Yep. All right. Eventually, the doors ding. The air is thick enough to cut with a 2x4, but eventually, you guys get out of the area.
She leads the path directly to Johan's office.
Axel follows behind.
You see Sen smiling at you. Hi.
Hello. Don't greet the one. She looks over her shoulder. Well, I can't just say the one. Okay. She points directly at Axel. Don't greet him. Yet.
Okay.
Where is Johan? Is he under... Johan, get out from under the desk.
I assume he just kind of rises slowly with his arms folded in this like dramatic pose.
Because dramatic entrance.
What are you, Darth Vader?
You kicked your monitor's power cable loose again, did
Yeah.
you? Can't prove anything.
So,
Diana,
is this the one we came up here to meet, miss?
I'm gonna roll sense on Johan to see if he
Oh my God.
recognizes anything. Okay. You've gone through quite the makeover, haven't you?
Don't tell me, you recognize me too.
I do. The fact that you find that odd is itself odd. I presume that's why Diana isn't ripping out your throat and letting your jugular spread across my office carpets.
So he just kind of sighs and he looks to the side. So tell me, what has this supposed Ron, he uses quotations, done to you?
Me? Not much at all. Well,
Thank
technically, he sexually assaulted one of my employees, but you know
Yes.
office culture.
Yes, I have gotten that, and I've already said I'm sorry on my behalf and his.
Look,
So I can't speak for him, though. I do not know where he technically is, but apparently I am just another side of him in his own body.
Mhm.
At least
Was
that's
that
what I.
arrested?
At least that's what I can assume.
Was arrested?
look, Ron. They don't know, so look, Axel. Just try to relax, all right?
Oh, I am very much relaxed. I just have a seething rage for Dollhouse.
You'll get your chance.
Zen
Johan
looks
nods.
at everybody.
Seething rage, you say?
Zen looks at Johan. Should I get some tea or?
That would be an excellent idea.
Tea.
Okie
What is tea?
It's a good.
You can
it's a
taste some of
good
my famous tea once I come back.
It's hot leaf water. Johan
Hey, it's
responds.
tea. It's good. It's tasty. Just
I
because
didn't
you're,
say it wasn't. I'm just being accurate.
you know, I can't really argue with. All right, just like turns around,
Dirty
just starts
leaf
walking.
water?
away.
How dare you?
Yeah,
Tea
it's
is
got to be
good.
clean leaf water.
Well, always try everything once, apparently, so why not?
Sweet tea water coming up
In
for
the
you.
meantime,
She walks away.
I'll take mine with a few. I'll take mine with a little bit of sugar in it.
Okie
Diana says, I'll take mine with a little bit of vodka. Hold the tea. Thank you. Now, Johann, I came here for a simple use of your abilities. Whether you gouge me is up to you. I want verification of the claims of one Axel Grease. What was your last name?
Dusk. Axel Dusk.
To verify the claims of Axel Dusk, that he has no recollection whatsoever of anything involving the actions of one. I presume his name is short for Ronald. I don't know his last name, and I don't care either.
He nods.
You know the rules of rock, paper, scissors, Axel.
I would assume I have brief memories of things, like specific knowings of stuff. Rock, paper, scissors.
Do you know that extending your closed fist is defeated by an open palm?
Yes, I understand the concept of rock, paper, scissors. Though how I do know is entirely lost on me. As I said, not 20 or so minutes ago, I was recently born. Waking up
That's
in a dark
perfectly
alley.
fine. I just wanted to make sure you were familiar with the rules, as it is an integral element of how my abilities work.
Well, let's get this on then.
All right. Are you familiar with the 10, let's say, laws of Disboard?
No.
All right. In that case, I will go with them. And it is important as well for you to hear these at least once in order for it to work. I can technically skip the first two due to their lack of application. In games, each player will bet something that they agree is of equal value. I will bet... Let's see. You are betting veracity. You are betting your capacity to lie for the next, I don't know, minute. You cannot lie to any question asked you for 1 minute. Does that sound adequate?
That seems reasonable. I have nothing to hide.
All right. What would you like me to bet that you would consider of equal value? Would you consider nothing to be of equal value?
I would see why not, for you'll get nothing in return anyway.
All right. Then the bet has been made. Now, the challenge party has the right to decide the rules of the game. So, what would you like our game to be?
Well, y'all went on about rock, paper, scissors. I was assuming that's what it would be.
Very good. Any bets made in accordance with the pledges must be upheld. Conflicts between groups, unapplicable here, but they will be conducted by designated representatives with absolute authority. If you are caught cheating, it is grounds for an instant loss. None of these laws may be changed. Now let's have fun and play together.
Oh, why not?
Now, just idly thinking to myself that I will throw paper. Oh, what a shame it would be if someone were to overhear such a thing. Oh no. Are you ready?
Sure, let's go.
He throws paper.
I'm assuming Axel throws rock.
Actually, I'm gonna roll a 1D. I'm gonna roll a D3 to see what he actually throws. Cause
why? Well, why not, right?
Yeah.
So
all
what's
right.
1, what's 2, what's 3?
1 would be paper. 2 would be scissors, and 3 would have been rock. So he throws.
So it's paper to paper.
Yeah, he just like threw his hand out at random and just did a thing.
He looks.
You said you were familiar with the rules, yes?
Yes, I thought you was just randomly supposed to throw out whatever you felt at the moment, right? I felt paper.
That is...
He's not wrong.
Okay, that's true. That is indeed how the game works. Would you like a rematch?
Why not?
Under the same stakes. Okay.
Why not? We didn't
Oh,
resolved anything.
la di da. I'm throwing paper.
Would
He
be a
throws rock.
shame if some. There we go.
Very good. Diana, he cannot lie for 1 minute more. And at that she nods. What is your name?
Axel Dusk.
What memories do you have of me preceding those of having been held since your awakening 20 to 30 minutes ago?
None, for I do not know you.
Does the name Diana have any significant meaning to you beyond the one who led you here?
No,
Are you familiar with an entity known as Jump?
no.
Do you believe in past lives?
I cannot say, for I haven't lived long enough to have an opinion.
All right. What is your most powerful personal ability?
That is a toughie, for I do not even know if I even have abilities. I do
That
understand.
is
I understand this armor and how it works. I even have this little fine fellow as he summons out Ludwig.
Mhm.
It's kind of where I got the inspiration for the suit. Giving him like a chin scratches.
Mm-hmm.
all right. Then in that case, I have no issue. I would be perfectly willing to engage in another bet in order to restore all of your previous memories, but unfortunately, that would involve bringing back Ron. I'm not interested.
And from the way you speak of him, it would be best that we don't. He
Yes,
seems like an asshole.
you share bodies. I don't imagine you'd like your mutually controlled jugular exposed.
You
That would be very non-beneficial to me.
you still have no idea where Rogue is. You assume he's still walking.
Little lost, huh? Okay. Johann nods. Well, it becomes obvious to me that you, who are so new in this world like a babe first born so recently, could use some assistance. You said you had a seething rage for a man known as Dollhouse, yes?
Yes, but I don't even know who he is!
I can give you that information. If you'd be willing to assist me in return. Mutual reciprocity and all that.
The moment you say you can tell him who he is, you see a big toothy grin. And mind you, he's got like fangs because it's part of the armor thing
Mm-hmm.
stuff that changes his looks.
Yeah, the aesthetic. Yeah.
Yeah, and he just has a sickening smile. Tell me what you need me to do.
Well, I'll bank that for now, though I promise you we will return to it before you leave this room.
Oh, I cannot
First-
wait.
First, though, I don't imagine Diana brought you solely for the purpose of verifying that you... Actually, no. Thinking on it, I could believe that entirely.
Yeah.
Diana shrugs. It was a benefit of coming here. I'm here to request your assistance on behalf of a shadowy entity who wants to use your abilities in order to guarantee his success in a coming venture. Not one, huh?
God
You,
damn it, Rogue.
you may or may not see, Johann may or may not see on one of his monitors, entire floor just went out.
Are we under attack, Diana? No, I just have a very difficult to control. No, that implies it's one of mine. One of my companions has an ability that he can't control. Was there anyone on the floor? That's also for the GM there.
Probably one more storage floors than anything else. Just the lights just went out.
He shrugs. Let's see. Based on the floor, it's just a fair bit of stockpiled merchandise. The ones that aren't selling too well. But that's fine. I don't mind losing access to the visuals. The other cameras should more than compensate for a time being.
On the
And-
cameras, you do see a man in red looking like his hair just went up in electricity as he sighs and starts walking up the stairs again.
I'll have the guards stationed more securely, though, purely for our own mental benefit, of course. I'd rather not cause distress amongst the girls. Diana shrugs. I don't care. Are you willing to pledge?
The girls. Pardon me for interrupting, ma'am, but what does he mean by that?
I run an idol agency. You think male idols are the most popular in the world?
I brought
I
tea
mean-
water. I mean, tea.
I don't even know what an idol is, my good sir.
The male idols sell well. The female ones sell
Idols dance
better.
and sing and make everything better with song. And,
They
well,
are
other stuff.
You mean like Hatsune Miku?
Johan kind of raises his eyebrow. I've never heard of someone like that. Though Diana responds, yes.
Hmm.
Now,
Sure, tea.
An- an idol is an individual who think of them as a sort of. In this case, this particular idol, the up and coming rising flame known as Zen, has been doing her best to get more popular due to her singing, her dancing, and her that allows her to manipulate flame.
Tea.
Soon enough, she'll be the most popular idol in the world. Upon a statement upon which I have chosen to gamble my reputation. Either she shall become the greatest idol this world has seen, or I will buy a hat so I may eat it.
Hmm. Well,
He will not be eating that hat today.
well, I can only hope that your endeavors do not lead you down the path of eating a hat.
I have no intention of devouring headwear. That is for sure.
Well, for me personally, I don't quite see the appeal. Rather ghastly looking she is.
Fucking excuse me?
Sorry, that's just my own opinion. As you can see, I'm more partial to black as it is.
Hmm.
Yes, and in the future, don't be a bitch about it.
Sorry, okay, it's not my fault that I'm inhabiting the body of an asshole.
You don't possess of his memories or his personality, therefore it is literally your fault when those words come tumbling out of your mouth. So
All this
perhaps
tea-
don't insult those whom
all
you
this tea is
came to
good,
request a
Governor.
favor.
He just shrugs and is like, "Well, I am sorry for voicing my own opinions."
You can voice your opinions without being a... Diana, what's the word you liked? The one from your home nation. Was it cunt? I believe it was. Be
So it's like,
respectful.
now, he just
Hmm.
needs some tea to help him, okay? She just shoves a tea into
Did I
her hand.
actually roll to see how good the tea is to Brad?
Yeah, sure. Let's see. How well did she
Fairly-
make it?
How did she make it? She made
It's
it pretty good. It's
decently
fine.
well. Yeah, decently good.
Mm.
It's decently good tea.
Not bad.
And Axel takes a sip too, and he's just like, I don't understand." Oh well.
Slightly sugary
Johan.
leaf water.
Johan smiles and nods.
Temp-
See, you were able to express your opinion on it without calling it ghastly. An improvement. Oh, and by the way, Diana, you can promptly go tell your employer, well, whatever you like. Make it loud, abrasive, and is filled with as many cusses as you feel is relevant, as I'm sure you know him far better than I do. In the meantime, unless he intends on actually paying me for my services, something a man's taint. I'm sure you can come up with something better than that.
Something.
Yeah, Diana shrugs. I am familiar with insults regarding that part of the anatomy. I'll be creative.
Jesus Christ.
You talking about Mr. Tall, Dark, and Gruesome?
Yes, our mutual employer.
Telling him to shove
Either-
his head where the sun don't shine, essentially.
She then says, I'll tell him to place his tongue in uncomfortable locations. So, in the meantime, be aware that he will approach you in person once the news of your rejection reaches him. Once he does that, I don't know, keep an eye on your throat. I don't want him slitting it just yet. Though I'm sure that thing will keep you protected well enough. Her eyes move over to empty space over Johan's shoulder.
Oh wait, would Axel be able to see it? Because he is technically a stand user,
I don't think you brought your stand into this
So
world.
you didn't bring your stand with you.
but he is still a stand user, and by
True.
that definition, can see stands.
We'll say that you have difficulty seeing them, but now that Diana has explicitly called attention to it, you can probably see it now.
Mhm.
Yeah,
You can
yeah.
see somewhat of it, yeah.
He could feel another stand user, but only if he focuses. And if someone brings mission to something next to them, he has to focus to better actually
It's
see
very wavery, but you can
Yeah.
kind of see it.
All you can tell is it's a very built man shape.
it. Yeah. It just flashes behind
Mhm.
him for a brief moment, and then it's just like, interesting.
I didn't see anything.
You didn't.
Yeah, Johan just waves his hand. It's fine, it's fine. They're just seeing the ghosts in my blood. I'll do some cocaine later. Damn it, no, I'm a public official now, aren't I? I can't make
Does
jokes
that come
like
with
that.
marijuana on the side and with a side of bacon?
Oh, I wish. If only I could have something so decadent as
Whoops.
bacon.
I have no idea what any of you all are talking about.
Drugs. Yeah.
And now he's gone. We might
And
want.
now, no, Brad went off to go do drugs.
Now, and Mr. Dusk, back to your original reason for seeking information. Oh God, I'm out of practice as an information broker, aren't I? You want information on Dollhouse, yes?
Yes.
Good. Your reward for completing a job for me shall be that information which you seek.
Then tell me what it is I need to do so I may do it and get what I want.
There is a woman who has, well, something that interests me, we'll say, for reasons that are very complicated and that I will not go into. If you can successfully steal from this woman and not get killed in the process, I will not only tell you where Dollhouse is, I will provide you with a studied review of whatever security measures you'll need to bypass in order to get at him.
But
However,
going to
is this information worth your life?
since I have technically made it my life's purpose to end this dollhouse, it would be very much worth it.
Good. Then simply go to, was it Yoku Hospital?
Yep.
That's
Tonight.
where I work at.
Yoku. Oh, very good. You've already got a way in. Yoku Hospital. There's a woman there. Her name is Tanya, and she has a jug at her hip. This jug is filled with drugs, and I want those drugs. Is that clear enough?
He's kind of grasping at his head for a moment at the name of Tanya, and he's like, Crystal.
If you're having a headache, do not worry. That is simply
No.
because Tanya is an individual you knew in your previous life.
That must be where this is coming from.
Yes. If you need ibuprofen, it is one of the few drugs I am still allowed to hand people.
I'm going to assume I would never let her see me. Let me guess, he sexually assaulted her too. He tends to seem to have an knack for that.
I don't believe so. In fact, I don't think that you got along too poorly at all, aside from being enemies in a previous life.
Thank goodness. So maybe she won't recognize me right away.
Perhaps. Oh, good luck. You will need it in order to take one of her most prized possessions.
Do I remember Tanya? Because I was in a room with her.
Oh yeah.
There's a pretty good chance that was like
yeah, you
yesterday,
recognize the
wasn't it?
name. 100%.
Wait, what?
You would recognize the name 100% because she did tell you that.
Tanya. Oh, I've met her already.
Oh, hello. Hey, we have a new follower, Muzzle A2.
Thanks.
Welcome, Muzzle.
Hello.
Yeah.
I've met Tanya already before.
Good. Then not only will you be my way into this to the hospital, you will also be the one I will use to detail who she is. Also, he just kind of turns around as he can just hear the random electricity behind him.
Friggin'
I'm going to need-
Rogue just looking tired as hell as he walks up.
I'm also going to need your help. you would make a very good distraction if push comes to shove.
Sorry, what? Sorry, oh, by the way, I
Power's
don't know your
out,
name,
we know.
actually. He points to, Johan. Yeah, accidentally, exploded main light bulbs down there. I do apologize for that.
We're already on it. It is no problem. Any friend of Diana's is a tolerable existence to me.
Right, well, glad we
Well-
came to that agreement.
I guess I could get out of this outfit.
Shall we be on our way?
Hmm.
I would
We
prefer
are-
this matter done and over with, so I can get the information I need about.
We will. But Diana, you also wanted to talk to us with Johan, I guess, as well.
Hmm? Well, oh, yes, about that. Let's see. Zen is aware. You two are aware. And Axel is unaware in the best way possible.
Yeah, because he has proven that he really is what he says he is.
She says to Yo, she come. Wait. Now think about it. What was it? What was the subject that you were supposed to speak with him about? Because I only recall the two.
Wasn't it about the meeting or your employer and everything?
Yeah, she already mentioned that, and he told her to come up with an interesting and creative insult involving the taint of man. And she said she will include information regarding where the shadowy figure may stick his tongue, and thus they have mutually decided that if All for One has any interest in trying to employ Johan, he'd better come in person and stop relying on proxies.
Yeah, fair.
Though,
And-
admittedly, they weren't explicit about it for
And-
reasons, and good reasons.
And Diana, if you ever need me with your, as you said, I'll do my best to help you out.
Of course, I'll try not to infringe on as well.
Alright, so I'm assuming y'all are about to leave at this point?
Yeah, he's like, before I do, let me get out of this costume very quickly.
Rogue sighs. He's like, I'll take the stairs. Don't wait on me.
I'm sorry, Rogue.
He sees electricity crackle again as he stands up and starts heading down
She
the
raised
stairs.
she raised her hand and asks, "Actually, is it possible to vent that electricity and end it early?"
Actually, I don't think Rogue has ever tried that. He's like, I don't know, actually. Usually whenever it gets this bad, it just electrifies me until I'm either unconscious or it goes away.
Would it be possible to put an arc conductor on him in a sense to regulate the electricity flow?
Certainly a good question. If he's capable of pumping out so much, then it might potentially be storable in a battery. Though the fact that he described it as chaotic lightning implies that preservation methods may not be inherently reliable.
Well,
Chances are the batteries could explode from the sheer amount of the force.
then how about this? If you said if it's possible to contain it, why not put it also into another container and maybe potentially with his chaotic lightning, if it could be stored and if it could be contained, it could be a surprise weapon.
My
Yes, if
lightning
it
does
can be
not
contained,
like
it could
to
be very useful.
be normal, so it might be hazardous to your health to attempt to contain it.
How exactly, my friend, is it that it's chaotic? Is it just silly for the fact that you can't control where it comes from or where it's going?
He holds out his hand, and as you can see, it starts to bounce around his hand. He seems to have fairly good control over it as he's keeping it on his hand, but it starts to basically go out in arcs in pretty much every possible configuration you can imagine, from straight up to branching out like trees to having every branch be a different tree at the same time, and all of it coming back to his hand.
That
Not
Diana
that-
frowns. It's simply uncontrollable. I
It can-
expected an essence of chaos.
I wasn't expecting utter chaos, to tell you the truth.
I can keep it, depending on how bad it is, in a certain area, but beyond that, my control wavers.
Well, the energy is derived from your body. Your body has a finite amount of energy. Therefore, it should be a simple enough test. Now, you're going to approach here. She pulls out a small elastic tube and kind of wraps it around her bicep, pulling it very tight as she starts flexing her hand. and you note that the coloration begins to rapidly change. You are going to grab my hand, and you are going to release as much electricity as you possibly can into my body with the entire attempt of voiding my lifespan.
Axel
Good luck.
instantly starts stepping back.
Yeah, he's just like.
Not gonna be good.
Feels like
You watch as her arm seems to grow in size a bit as the texture of it becomes more craggly, and before taking on an almost marbled appearance, far more white, pristine, borderline pearl-like in its
Are you sure
complexion.
you want to test that? I would.
Yes, I'm quite sure.
All right. Let's see how much can he pump out. he he puts his hand on yours very tentatively, as
She responds by grasping his hand firmly.
electricity starts to flow from his body, which most of it is towards your hand. Some of it goes from his feet. Several. Is there like lights above him, by the way?
It is worth noting she's actively pulling on the electricity to try to rip it out of him, utilizing
Ah.
the, let's say, otherworldly elements of what she's
Alright.
doing to herself.
So
right now.
as the electricity flows into you, there's electricity on his feet, from his head to his shoulders, and all of it starts to arc away from him before arcing back towards your hand. He seems to have great difficulty with trying to make sure it all goes into your hand, which is why from his feet, from his head, and so on, but it all seems to
she
arc
scowls.
back.
Stop focusing on controlling it. You're not going to. We know that familiarly. Focus on pushing it out into me. I will catch whatever remainder is there. As it is, I'm assuming a 9 is not enough to break through otherworldly abilities.
No, it's not. Let's see, what's his Jesus Christ, he has such a high dexterity. Yeah,
I mean, he
his
kinda
his
has-
endurance is not very high, but his dexterity is amazing.
The fact that he's basically the melee Pichu.
That's what it basically.
Yeah, he basically just he currently you can actually see him electrifying himself. You can see that it is injuring him slightly, although not to as much a degree as you would imagine 500,000 volts pumping into a man's body would, but he is being injured slightly as his chaotic lightning pretty much explodes from his body, more or less, in a direct arc towards you. If you didn't have special protection, you would be getting hit by near 1,000,000 volts at the moment.
So, yeah. See, her current thing.
Royal card.
Let's see. She are 1d6. Nope. Royal Guard did not instantly nullify all the damage. What a
I
shame.
That's gonna hurt.
was gonna use Royal card.
Yeah, he fully releases all of his energy.
She is currently with her companions. She has a flat, and then she also has the bonus gain from there. And because it's a being that resists lightning, is okay. So technically, it's the flesh of a being who is completely impervious to all lightning effects. But obviously, it's not the pure flesh itself.
Yeah.
So what is that? A +1 or a +2 or what?
To endurance?
Yeah, to basically resisting it.
Yeah, that would be like a +2 or 3 on top of your
I'll
regular
have to ask you.
endurance.
I'll have to ask for a specific number.
Let's go with
'Cause
a
otherwise-
+2 to your regular endurance.
+2 to regular endurance.
Mhm.
She
Now
normally has a
roll
4.
Dex
She's
against
alongside
that.
a companion, so that's a 4, 5, a 6, a 7. And then because of the angelic enhancement, that's 8. And because of her nobody lineage, that's 1d20 + 9.
Jesus.
Well, she still managed to roll above average.
Whoa.
Nat 20.
Okay.
baby.
It's the second net 20 I've gotten so far. God.
Yeah.
The
So I'm assuming he vents all of it.
Yeah, he's venting. You told him to vent all of it, and with the slight hesitation, and then you told him to stop focusing. So he stopped focusing, and
Okay. Roll damage.
right.
Yeah, I would say roll damage. At this
Yeah,
point.
that's
You are now just you can't resist that.
that'd be his ranged attack.
Yeah,
Or
so that
ignore
broke
the
through.
D20 roll. So yeah, that's
Okay.
That is
4
And double it
damage,
because of that,
and
that's
then
8
plus
damage.
that is max damage too.
Yeah, because
no?
it's
Yeah.
going to be doubled. So
Yeah.
it's 8.
So,
Yeah.
yeah, 8 straight damage to you, which is like 3/4 of most of y'all's health.
So basically, her entire right arm is immolated, though her response to it is lackluster.
Mm-hmm.
She kind of gives a slow nod.
He
Interesting.
looks tired
the,
as hell.
The broken, molten shards of her basically fall to the ground as she nods, kind of holding her hand up to the quote-unquote wound points, which seems more like broken marble than it does broken human skin. I'll need a replacement. Did you vent your electricity now?
Yeah. I'm amazed you're still standing, I'll be honest.
Axel,
Well, I just lost an entire fucking arm. She does actually laugh. Still, I did not expect such power. My apologies for underestimating.
Might I suggest something?
Yes?
Magnets to direct the current to an extent.
Well, frankly, my abilities should have pulled in every bit of that electricity, but so much of it arced away anyway. We
That
need
is
quite
why I
powerful magnets.
that is why I suggest something akin to magnets to pull in the current, so to speak, and keep it in a secluded area, kind of like I guess a bomb in a sense. Conduct it into the into like a giant magnet ball, and then just toss it.
That could
Certainly
be
possible.
The idea.
Well, in the meantime, Persona has need to go to his job, and I have a dire need for the other half of my upper limbs. So, if you do not much mind, I will be using one of your supply closets, Johann, and I will be otherwise indisposed for the next couple of hours.
Rogue, he gives you a weary smile and says, I do apologize for, that.
Young man, you have nothing to apologize for. Not only was that a power that I explicitly requested that you use, that you warned me about, additionally, you should feel nothing but pride in the fact that you managed to destroy such a perfect specimen of defense. Your abilities are nothing to scoff at.
Well then,
God.
if Persona, as you call him, needs to go to his job at the hospital that I need to go to complete my mission, I will follow him within the shadows.
That's fine.
Excellent.
So, I just want to say, there was one time that Rogue punched Ron in the dick with about a 20th of this energy.
Yeah, so I wanted to bring it up, but y'all were having such a good moment that when he saw the electricity start bouncing off of him rapidly, she probably would have noticed out of the corner of her eye.
He crosses his legs.
Yeah, Axel kind of just like, looking uncomfortable as he's kind of like, shifting his junk a bit.
It was that much electricity running through your thick
even
grundle.
if you don't remember, the body don't like.
Ooh, alright. So we'll go back to say here.
Shoot, that actually, technically, it is worth noting. I actually forgot to incorporate her quirk in her roll, so technically she is a +10 to that specific endurance roll.
God damn.
But that just makes it that
just makes it more impressive.
Still, it would not have made much. It wouldn't actually make a statistical difference. I just wanted to also point that out.
Yeah.
All right, would have been making more impressive, but yeah, Jesus Christ, a nat 20 with a +7. Whew. All right.
So,
anyways. So yeah,
even
you
her
guys
back.
start to head off to different things. Rogue actually requests to be around you, if possible, because he wants to kind of learn
Around
about
you.
what you're doing.
Referring to
Diana.
Yeah, referring to who?
Diana. Okay.
He wants to study.
I mean, Axel did ask if he he wants him to join him.
Oh,
Join him
yeah,
on his mission to the hospital. To act as a distraction if things go bad.
Diana will just wave her hand to Rogue's statement, saying, "No offense meant, but while I trust you as a companion, I don't trust you quite enough to reveal the exact details as to my body's composition and what I'll be using as a substitute for my right arm."
That does make sense.
assist your other companions. Remember that the more you assist them, the more inclined they are to you. And if you don't trust them, get the contract in writing. Good day to you all. I am off to restore functionality.
You know,
Right after I clean up, because I'm not going to make Zen clean up my mess.
And also, she needs to, like, just get it through her mind that there is a version of Ron that she's tolerating.
Yeah. Well, technically, you're not a version of Ron, really. Are you? In her mind, you're a completely different entity because you do not possess his person.
Yeah, he is. He is literally the exact opposite of what Ron is. Ron is crazy, sarcastic, and annoying. This guy is actually cold, cunning, and collective.
Where would the tower actually be?
Another letter C word. Cunt.
Where would the tower actually be? Like right here somewhere?
The tower? Oh yeah, probably right around here. It's not in the.
Ron is like a good guy. He's a nice guy. So he's just a cunt. Not meaning to be, mind you. It's just how he comes off.
Okay, so as you guys are walking kind of out of the building here, which we'll call Idol Agency.
Yeah. Persona just gets out of his like villain outfit and into almost like a respectable businessman outfit.
And because of Axel's pure black aesthetic, he can easily blend into the darkness almost perfectly.
Yep. You will get a phone call, Roasted. As you guys are leaving the building, you will get a phone call.
Glasses, because every guy needs glasses. Oh, and he gets out of his voice. Oh, wait, excuse me, I need to take this.
As you answer, it is Akari? Yeah, Akari. She calls
Akia.
and says, no, Akari.
I think
Akia
different person.
is
Yeah, different person.
the octopus lady. Yeah, she answers and says, "Hello, is this the trained psychiatrist? What was your other name?"
Oh yeah, Dr. Galen.
Yeah, Dr. Galen.
Yes, it is. How can I help you, ma'am?
I have need of your special trauma skills, let's say. Do you recall on the news of the hero battle that went down lately?
Should I roll? Should I roll for that?
You haven't seen any news sources, so I would probably say no.
No, I was busy taking care of some other things. What happened?
One of the heroes, a hero trainee up at Mugen, was unfortunately rather traumatized by the whole situation. And so we are sending her to you for specialized therapy. If you would not mind
intriguing.
Taking up.
No, I don't mind. I enjoy helping out a fellow patient.
Yeah, so we'll have her be sent to you for therapy once a week, I would say, maybe twice if you deem it necessary. We'll be starting her in a couple of days.
Probably
if you
once a week. Probably once a week, but it would be up to also my patient's decision.
Right. If you would like to have a bit more a discussion on this, feel free to come to the Yoko Hospital and we can discuss more in person as I watch over her.
Understood, ma'am. I thank you.
Thank you, and I will see you if you come by. She hangs up.
Good day. Well, looks like this is an interesting business proposition.
Okay.
Well, Mr. Axel, shall we go?
He is completely gone. But you can feel that he is following you.
Nice change. I also have my own, though I only use it in emergencies. So let's get on the road.
So you guys are now off on your ways, about at the same time as they are. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. If you guys did, please follow us on our Twitch and go over to our YouTube Tables of Tartarus if you wish to see the rest of this series, if you're new here, or the other series we have. You do not need to watch them congruently, I believe is the word. In sequence.
You mean
they
concurrent?
are... Yeah, concurrent. Concurrently.
That's at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, well, in sequence, I guess. You don't have to watch them in sequence. They
English
all...
major.
their own standalone stuff. So if you guys just want to watch them when you guys can, feel free to. And tell your friends and folks. We stream on Twitch 5 times a week. 2 of them are Jumpchain, which is Tuesday and Wednesday. One of them is a Fallout pen and paper, which is on Saturday. And passes any. I have passed everyone. Anyways, and we do Helpful Boyfriend on Sundays. We just did a Valentine's stream last Sunday, I believe. And we do a game every week on Thursday as well. Our stream schedule is on Twitch, so feel free to look at that. And if you guys want to support us, go to our Patreon. We have very nice gifts to send you as well when you do pledge to us. They're mostly pictures that will be drawn for you. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye-bye.
Auf Wiedersehen.
Done it.